Greetings and thanks for checking out my video demonstration of the My eBay Sales Tracker software that I have for sale here on eBay. In this short little demonstration I will show you the actual software itself and how it functions, and we'll put a couple of entries inside of it so you can see how it works, and we'll check out a couple of the other features. The software comes in 3 versions. We have one version that is for Excel 2003 users, one version for Excel 2007, and one version for Open Office users. All 3 work identical and look identical, but for intents and purposes we'll use the Excel 2003 version. When you open the software up, you will come to the main page on the spreadsheet. It's broken down into 12 monthly tabs, as you can see on the bottom, January through December. One spare sheet in case you really goof up one of the other sheets, and you can copy and replace it. There's also a please read section, just some important information about the spreadsheet, a couple of charts that show structures for fees within eBay, and some miscellaneous information. There's also a glossary that kind of explains each of the different columns and what they do in the spreadsheet. And we also have a cumulative totals section which keeps a running tally of all of your expenses and your sales throughout the year. Let's go back to our January spreadsheet, and as you can see from the layout, it's pretty simple. You have your main body where you're going to enter your data in. You can scroll all the way through it without it affecting the upper part of this worksheet, and I have it programmed where you can put up to 1,000 entries if you have that many sales on eBay. There's a graphical area where sales and costs are broken down into a bar graph, and you also have a breakdown here on the side. For those people who collect sales tax in your state, there's an area where you can put the percentage of sales tax, whether it be 7% or 5.25% or 6.75%. You can enter that in there, and then you use the appropriate drop-down box for the tax section to calculate out the taxes. Going back, we will go ahead and put a couple of entries in here, and you can see how the spreadsheet works. For instance, let's say you're the person who's selling this spreadsheet and you've made a sale, so you want to go ahead and enter it, and we'll just put a example date of January 15th of 2012. Since we're working in the January tab anyways. The item number is going to be the auction ID that eBay gives you, and we'll just make up a number for this. Item category is going to be the category that your item falls under, and all of the categories that eBay uses are listed here, including 2 from the eBay Motors section of eBay. This one's going to fall under all other items. For your item description, it's just basically the item that you're selling, and in this case it's My eBay Sales Tracker, and the sold to can be the eBay ID of the person you sold to. It can be their email address if you choose, or their first and last name if you know that, and we'll put My eBay ID in here, My Spiritual Roots. And the shipped to column, city, state, country, if you choose to. It's completely up to you. So Michigan will be in this instance. Selling price is the final selling price for the item before postage and everything else. So if you're doing a fixed price auction and you're selling it for an individual price, for instance the spreadsheet is $6.99, that's the number that you're going to enter in here. If it's a fixed price auction, it's whatever the ending bid was minus the postage. The next column is your postage cost, and that is the amount of postage that you actually charge to the customer at the time of the sale, not the actual postage that it cost you to put on the item when you send it. eBay bases their final value fee on shipping based on how much you actually charge your customer. So if you charge $5.15 to your buyer, that's what you need to put in the postage cost. For this example, since the spreadsheet is free because it's sent through the email, there is zero cost for shipping, and that's what we'll put in here. Tax, if you happen to live in a state like I do, Michigan, where if you have a business you have to report your sales taxes, 7% is the tax rate, and you're going to use the drop down box to select your tax rate, and it automatically tallies that there and adds it to your grand total. The grand total is basically your tax, your postage, and your selling price of your item. There's also a cumulative section for your taxes if you're having to keep track of that for the month. The shipping fee is the fee that's based on the postage cost. In this case it's $0 because we didn't do any postage on this. And the eBay final value fee, which is automatically calculated and inserted in this column, is 77 cents. eBay uses two methods of checkout, PayPal and PayPal International. There are some folks who use Amazon payment. If you happen to be one of those users and you buy my software, please email me and let me know so I can activate that. PayPal is pretty well standard here in the United States. We will use that, and as you can see, it auto calculates the 52-cent checkout fee and applies it there. And if you look over at our graph, you'll see some changes are starting to occur. You've got your sales price here, all your eBay fees, your checkout fees, your profit or loss so far. Item cost is how much the item cost you to make, create, buy someplace else and sell on eBay. I do not pay myself to program in Excel, so my item cost is going to be $0. And that basically completes one item that you have sold on eBay, and you'll find that your profit is $6.19 and your return on your investment is 481.68%. The return on investment is basically the total costs, which is $1.29, divided by the net profit, which is $6.19, and divide that and you get the 481.68. And feedback, always make sure that you give your buyers and sellers feedback wherever applicable. It feels good getting good feedback and knowing that people are satisfied with the product that you're offering them. Let's go ahead and put another example in here so you can kind of see a cumulative running balance in here. Let's say the next day you sold a pair of shoes to Michael Jordan. He bought a pair of Nikes that you happen to have for sale. So we'll go ahead and put that in here and we'll make up another item number. Shoes happen to fall under clothing, so you're going to choose the clothing category, and these are going to be Nike shoes, and we sold them to M. Jordans. We'll make that the eBay ID. Last I heard he lives in California, so you'll put that in as your shipping. And the selling price, let's say you were selling them for $39.99 a pair, and you can see where the chart adjusts. And for postage, let's say you send it priority flat rate in a medium box, that's generally $5.15, and you'll see that now that you've added postage to a auction, that eBay will calculate the postage fee of 52 cents and the final value fee of $4. So the entire total for fees for eBay on this transaction is $4.52. Once again, we're using PayPal, and the checkout fee on this is $1.61. And let's say that you bought these shoes wholesale for $5.99 a piece, and that makes your profit $27.88. And if you look at your return of investment, it's 183.68%, and you've still collected this amount in taxes. And you can see a breakdown of your costs, and you can see the chart shows thusly. Let's do one more quick example here. Let's say you were at a garage sale a couple of weekends ago and you saw a cute little box of old watch parts, and the first thing that popped up in your head was, ooh, steampunk jewelry. So you decide to go ahead and have an actual 7-day auction. So you put in your auction, eBay gives you the item number, and in this case you're going to choose one of two things. If you're a eBay store subscriber, where you pay the fee per month to have a store, you're going to choose regular auction store. If you're some of the few people out there who don't have a store but just do strictly the 3, 5, 7, or 10-day auctions on eBay, then you would choose regular auction, no store. We'll use the regular auction store in this example. Item description, we will use steampunk watch parts, and let's say Margaret Thatcher in Great Britain won this item in the auction. So there we go, Prime Minister Thatcher for the eBay ID, and she's in Great Britain, so you're going to want to put that as your shipped to, or if she's actually in Greater London or London, you could put that in there. Let's say she won the auction for $12.98. That's going to be your selling price. And as an example, first class international mail, let's say it was $4.50. And that would be what you'd want to do. Tax, you can, if you're, depending on where you're at, you can use that option or whatever. Checkout method is going to be PayPal International, because this is an international transaction. So the checkout value will be 98 cents. And for the item cost, let's say you got these for a steal. You paid a whole $1 for that box of parts. So you profited $9.69 on this box of steampunk watch parts, and you did pretty good. And you look at your chart and see how everything kind of falls into place, and you can see your breakdowns here. Okay, so another one of the features of this software is that it contains an expense report. And to get to the expense report, you're going to go to the left-hand side of the sheet where it says Open Expense Report, and you're going to push the button, and it brings you over here to the expense report. And I have some IRS deduction rates over here that you can actually use. Parking fees, public transportation, these were things that I never knew you could write off on your taxes as a business expense. Also comes with a cell phone deduction calculator for those who use their cell phone primarily for business, and also a mileage calculator, and you can change the you can pick the 3 different methods of mileage travel for a deduction. And one quick word about cell phones. The IRS has really cracked down on taxpayers who are not documenting their business calls they make on their cell phones. Make sure you print off your bill, even if you do the paperless billing, and make sure that you thoroughly document your business calls. If you get audited and you can't produce those records, you're going to get bit bad. So please make sure. And over here on the right hand side is just a cumulative total for your expenses for the month, and you just basically put in your transaction date, choose the expense from the drop downs that are provided in here, put in your transaction amount, and any other notes or details about that particular expense. And that's basically all that there is to it. And there's room for 250 expense transactions per month. If you need more, please let me know. To go back to the main page, just click on the Close Expense Report, and it takes you back over to the monthly area that you're working at. The last thing that I want to show you is the cumulative total section. That'll be the very last tab. and you click on that, and this gives you a running tally of all your expenses from January to December. It just extrapolates the data that you've put in on each page and puts it all on one area where you can look at it cumulatively, and you can also see a running total over here in the blue area here, and in the yellow part in the right hand corner is a complete breakdown, or not a breakdown, well yeah, a breakdown plus the cumulative totals for the year for all of your eBay sales. And that's the basics of the My eBay Sales Tracker software. And I've got other features that are going to be implemented pretty soon. One of them involving being able to actually add your inventory to the spreadsheet, and it'll actually automate the spreadsheet even a little bit more, so there's actually less data that you'll actually have to type in. So look for that in the next few weeks as I kind of finalize that. Thank you so much for checking out this demonstration of the My eBay Sales Tracker, and I hope you have a really great evening. Bye-bye.